Hi, Lainey Johnson coming to you from my home office. Okay, today I want to talk about these financial challenges that I see going around that I disagree with completely, and I want to share why. So, one of them is no spend January. Now, I disagree with this. Now, just remember, my thoughts here are my own. It's not a one size fits all approach, but I want to encourage you to think differently around money. I want to encourage you to think of this as a long-term relationship that you're making adjustments with. So, for example, I don't believe eliminating anything gets you to where you need to be. I know people argue balance isn't possible, and I'm not here to argue that or to not argue that, but what I'm here to help you with in your money story is sustainability. And what I know about challenges and no spend January and things like that, as human beings, we tend to overcompensate when the challenge is over. So think about it. Think about any expert in their space. Would your doctor encourage you to not drink for 30 days and then go balls to the wall when you're done, or not eat sugar for 30 days and then have end up in Charlie's Chocolate Factory? No. So what I like to do is I like to pick apart what it is that's getting you stuck in your money story. So maybe you were never taught to budget. Maybe you want to put your head in the sand. Maybe you are sitting on mounds of debt and you have financial anxiety that's free falling. Maybe you steer away from things that are hard. Maybe that's you. So I want to help you lean into the hard. And by embracing the hard, it gets easier and you're developing a new muscle and a new discipline that can set you up for sustainable success. So, and the other reason why I don't like no spend January is it's a low vibing concept. Think about it. You're putting a restriction on yourself, and really? Does that really do it? I don't know. For me, I firmly believe that I have an allowance of discretionary spending that I allow myself and my daughter to enjoy during the months. And some months I go over, some months I go under, but I'm pretty mindful of the targets and the bands around that discretionary spending. And I really think that coming out of 2020, people still have this mentality of YOLO, you only live once, so take the vacation, do the thing, buy the ring, buy this, buy the bag. And so there's this mentality of no guardrails around how we're consuming or spending. And I think that is something that needs to be challenged. I think that, it's good to have that YOLO. I get it. But if today is January 4th, 2021, and you live another 30 years, could really do some damage to your financial future and certainty. So I personally think that the best way to approach a new year, maybe trying to adopt some new habits, is get in the habit of budgeting. Think about what it is that's stopping you in your money story. I have my boot camp coming, so shameless plug. You can stay tuned for more on that. But I really want to leave you with this. Anytime you eliminate something, psychologically, there's a part of our brain that wants to overcompensate for what we feel like we've been deprived. And my challenge is, maybe you do need to be in a season of your life where you're not spending. However, you also need to enjoy life the way that is not going to put you in more debt. So perhaps you reduce the discretionary money that you're allowing to yourself. Perhaps you look for ways to earn money to allow discretionary money to flow into your life. So there's a period in time where I sold things on eBay, and proceeds, anything I made from my eBay sales, went to discretionary spending because I was broke as a joke. No kidding. I had zero money. And so it was a way for me to have some spending money and not feel like I was shackled to debt. I mean, that just sucks. That's no fun. So, but I also didn't want to make my debt worse by spending what I didn't have, because I had already done that. So anyhow, I just really want to impress upon you to think differently, to lean into your money story, to know that everything hard is worth having. Like seriously, everything hard is worth having. I have a ways to go in my money journey. It's not all, I haven't figured it all out yet. I actually just sat down and refined my January budget, and I made some pretty big changes to things that I had budgeted for 2020. Some of it because of living in the pandemic, some of the things that we wanted to do like travel didn't really happen. So I had money that I had allocated for that I didn't use, that I then directed to my child's college fund. And this year, I'm ambitious that maybe we'll get to travel a little bit. So I've reworked that. Last year, my business, I didn't spend a lot out on client entertainment because couldn't see people. So, I just made some tweaks here and there. And I also kind of put together a list of goals. Like for 2021, what are my money goals? Like, what is it that I want to accomplish? Travel is important to me. I am working diligently to save money for my daughter's education because of the pandemic, it's looking like she's going to go to a private school. So I have to get ramped up for what it's going to be like to have to pay for tuition and after school programs, etc. And it all lands on me. So I'm proactively planning for that. I looked at my 2020 expenses from my credit cards and my bank statements. I looked at where I was over and under and figured out ways I can tease some of that money into different categories for 2021. But I encourage you, sit down and make a money goal. Is your goal to get out of student loan debt? Is your goal to save for a first-time home purchase? Is your goal to move to another home? What's your goal? And I think the last thing that I will say that's been kind of circulating in my brain lately is contentment. I think that one of the reasons I've kind of changed the way I'm using Instagram is it pulls at that desire for me to want what I don't need. Like it's a constant marketing feed for me. And so I have made specific bands of time that I'm going to use Instagram and how I'm going to use it for my business to come on here and serve you. But I'm going to be careful. I've deleted a bunch of bloggers that I followed, love them, but they're money grabs for me and I don't need the swipe ups. And then I swipe up and Google finds it and pretty soon it's on a Facebook ad and I'm just being bombarded with this product that I don't necessarily need. So this year, along with my budgeting, I'm really working on contentment. And let's face it, like it's not like 2020 we came out of the gates like nothing's ever happened, like 2020 didn't exist. Like cases in California are going crazy. We're hunkering down again. Some people are, some people aren't. But the things that I'd be buying, like where am I going? Like really, where am I going? So anyhow, all that to say, I'm excited for a new year, a fresh start, a opportunity to link arms with you in your money story. And I'm so excited for you to take tangible steps to propel yourself forward in your money journey. Until next time.